I'm Nora, 27 years old, and I can still feel the quiet hum of that September evening in our small Missouri town, the kind where the crickets sing and the golden light fades over the fields. I was in my living room, the soft glow of a floor lamp casting shadows on the walls, when I saw the photo that shattered my world, my boyfriend Jake kissing my sister Mia in a bar parking lot. The betrayal hit like a slow burn, spreading through me, but what I did, turning their secret into my revenge, calm and calculated, made sure they felt the weight of it. This is my story of heartbreak, rage, and reclaiming my life, told straight from my soul, right here in front of you. Jake and I met 2 years ago at a farmer's market in Hannibal, Missouri. It was a crisp October morning, the air thick with the scent of apples and hay, vendors calling out over the chatter. I was there with my handmade jewelry stall, selling necklaces and earrings I'd crafted in my garage workshop. Jake, 29, strolled up with his easy smile, his dark hair falling over his brown eyes, and bought a silver pendant for his mom. He was a mechanic working at a shop downtown, and we hit it off over coffee from a nearby stand. We started dating, spending weekends by the Mississippi River, watching the barges roll by, dreaming of a little house with a porch. I thought he was my steady ground. Mia, my younger sister, was 25, always the wild one with her bright blonde hair and quick laugh. We grew up in that same Hannibal house, sharing a room with mismatched quilts, trading secrets under the covers. She moved back home last year after a breakup, crashing with Mom while job hunting. She and Jake got along from the start, teasing each other at family dinners, her flirting a little, him laughing it off. I didn't mind. She was my sister and he was mine. We got engaged last spring, a simple ring under the oak tree in our backyard, and Mia was the first to hug me, promising to help with the wedding. I trusted her, trusted them both, and let them into every corner of my life. But by this summer, cracks started showing. Jake worked late more often, his hands greasy from the shop, saying he had overtime. Mia was out too, claiming job interviews, but her stories didn't add up. Different towns, different times. I'd see them texting, quick glances when they thought I wasn't looking. I brushed it off, the September heat making me tired, the cicadas loud outside my window. Then one night I got my proof. I was scrolling through Instagram, the lamp's light soft on my face, when a mutual friend posted a story. Jake and Mia, locked in a kiss outside O'Malley's bar, the neon sign glowing behind them. My stomach dropped, the room spinning. I zoomed in, my hands trembling, her arms around his neck, his hands on her waist, a moment they'd hidden from me. I sat there, the apartment quiet except for the crickets, the fields dark beyond the glass. I saved the screenshot, my breath shallow, and checked my phone. Texts from weeks ago, flirty and late night, deleted but recoverable with an app I'd used before. Mia calling Jake her escape, Jake promising to figure things out. The hurt was a weight, pressing me into the couch, but it was turning to anger, hot and steady. My sister, my fiancé betraying me together, laughing behind my back while I planned our life. I felt sick, betrayed by the two people I loved most, and I knew I couldn't let it slide. I didn't confront them that night. I needed a plan, something that'd sting without breaking me. The next morning I went to my workshop, the smell of metal and wood calming me, and called my friend Claire, a paralegal who'd helped me with a lease dispute. We met at a diner, the windows fogged from the September damp, the smell of bacon and coffee grounding me. I showed her the screenshot, the recovered texts, my voice cracking. "Can I use this without trouble?" I asked. She nodded, sipping her coffee. "It's public now, and those texts are yours to share if you found them legally. Just keep it factual, maybe in a public setting." An idea clicked, slow and deliberate. Jake and Mia were moving fast, planning a secret wedding for next month. I could expose them, not with a fight, but with the truth, where it had hurt most. I spent the week gathering more. I checked Mia's social media, hidden posts, visible to me as family, showed more photos with Jake, captions about new beginnings. I saved them, my heart tight but my hands steady. I also found a receipt in Jake's jacket, left on the couch, $500 for a ring, dated last week. Each piece was a thread, weaving a net around them. I called off the engagement quietly, telling Jake I needed time to think, keeping him close but distant. He moved to Mia's place thinking he'd won, and she kept texting me about their plans, oblivious, asking for jewelry ideas for her big day. I agreed. My voice calm, plotting something bigger, a moment at their wedding. where I'd lay their betrayal bare for our family, our town, to see. That evening, I sat in my living room, the lamps glow warm, the crickets louder now. I wrote a speech on my phone, the words clear and true, nothing they could twist against me. I pictured them under the oak tree, Mia in white, Jake at her side, their smiles fading as I spoke. Part of me wanted to stop, to walk away, but then I remembered her laugh, his promises, the way they'd stolen my trust. I wasn't going to let them marry with my silence. I'd expose them, calm and legal, and let the truth unravel their perfect lie. And that September stretched into October in Hannibal, Missouri, like a slow drumbeat, each day building toward the moment I'd been dreading and planning. The fields outside my apartment turned golden, the crickets quieter now, the air crisp with the promise of fall. I'd written a speech to expose Jake and Mia at their wedding. My proof, screenshot, texts, that ring receipt, locked in my phone like a secret weapon. They thought they could cheat, steal my fiancé, my sisterly bond, and walk down the aisle with smiles. But I was done being the fool they left behind. This is how I turned my pain into justice, calm and sharp, and took back my life in front of our whole town. The weeks before the wedding were a quiet storm. I kept working in my workshop, the smell of solder and wood shavings steadying me, crafting jewelry to keep my hands busy. Mia stopped by once, her blonde hair pulled back, chattering about her dress, ivory with lace like she was the innocent bride. "You'll come, right, Nora?" she asked, her eyes too bright. I nodded, forcing a smile, my stomach churning. "Wouldn't miss it," I said, my voice steady, knowing I'd be there with more than just a gift. Jake texted me too, awkward apologies for rushing things, but I played along, keeping him close, letting him think I was still broken. I practiced my speech at night, the floor lamp casting shadows. My words firm but true, nothing they could twist into a lawsuit. I met Claire again at the diner, the windows fogged from the October chill, the smell of coffee and pancakes grounding me. I showed her the final version, printed on a card, my hands steady now. "It's all facts, dates, texts, the receipt," I said. She nodded, sipping her coffee. "You're in the clear. Public setting, no defamation. Just be ready for it to get messy." I thanked her, the rain tapping the windows, and drove home, the Mississippi River gleaming under a gray sky. I'd RSVP'd as a guest, my navy dress picked out, the speech tucked in my purse. The wedding was set for a barn outside town, a place we'd all visited for parties, now turned into their betrayal stage. The day came, a crisp October afternoon, the barn decked with fairy lights and autumn leaves, the fields golden beyond. I walked in, my heart pounding, the air thick with the scent of cider and hay. Jake stood at the front in a suit, Mia beside him in her lace dress, her smile wide, their families mingling like this was a celebration. I stayed back, sipping water, my clutch heavy with the speech, waiting for the right moment. The ceremony was short, vows exchanged under a wooden arch, and I felt the hurt flare. My sister, my fiancé, promising forever while I stood watching. But I held it in, my resolve hardening like the cold air outside. The reception started, the barn glowing with lights, a band playing a soft country tune. Mia and Jake danced, her laugh echoing, and I waited, my anger simmering beneath a calm surface. When the toasts began, her dad, his mom, all glowing words, I knew my turn was coming. The mic opened for guests and I stood, my legs steady, walking to the front. The room hushed, eyes on me, Mia's smile faltering. I took the mic, my voice clear, and began. "I'm Nora, Mia's sister, Jake's ex-fiancé. Last spring, I was planning our wedding, but they started an affair in July. I have proof, texts, a photo, a ring receipt from last month." I held up my phone, the screenshot glowing, reading Mia's flirty message. Jake's promise to leave her soon. The room gasped. Whispers rising, Mia's face draining of color. Jake's hands clenching. I kept going, calm and steady. Listing dates, July 15th at O'Malley's, August 20th at her place, each one a nail in their lie. "They planned this while I made jewelry for our future," I said, my voice breaking but holding. I set the mic down, the barn silent except for the hum of the lights, the leaves rustling outside. Mia stood stammering, "Nora, please, it's not what you think." But the crowd was murmuring, phones out, some nodding like they'd seen signs. I walked out, the cool air hitting my face, my heart light but racing. I'd done it, exposed them, not with a scene, but with the truth, legal and piercing. The fallout hit fast. I went to my workshop the next day, the scent of metal grounding me, and heard the whispers. Neighbors, customers, even the diner crowd talking about the wedding. "You showed them, Nora," a friend said, squeezing my arm. Mia's socials went dark, her posts deleted, her friends unfollowing. Jake quit his job, I heard, moving to St. Louis too ashamed to stay. Our family was split. Mom cried, Dad stayed quiet, but I stood firm. The town knew. Their betrayal laid bare, and I didn't need to say more. My savings from the canceled wedding went to a new kiln, my craft thriving again. I kept living, my apartment mine again. The floor lamps glow soft, the fields golden outside. I started dating a guy from the market, no secrets, just honesty. I wasn't proud of shattering their day, but I didn't regret it. Jake and Mia thought they could cheat, manipulate, and keep their perfect life. I showed them the truth cuts deeper than lies, and I did it my way, calm, legal, and epic. I'm 27 now, still in Hannibal, still crafting jewelry, and I've learned family can break you, but so can their betrayal. If someone betrays you, don't let them rewrite your story. Fight back with the truth, steady and smart. Share your story in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.